Welcome to the Electric Playground. Today on the show, we've got the first details on a new Star Trek TV show in the rundown.
Plus, we find out just how fine-tuned the new Need for Speed game is in our review.
If you don't know who this is by now, you're dead to me.
And then Marissa gets her hands on the latest hardware from Alienware. Also coming up, we chase down a review of Horizon Chase. We catch up with our pal Snoopy for a classic review and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EB Games. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day, and a fleet of Romulan warbirds just decloaked off my port nacelle, but luckily I've got a brand new weapon to stop them. It's called the Rundown. The Star Trek franchise is finally warping back to the small screen. CBS has ordered an all-new Trek TV series set to premiere in January 2017. They haven't said where or when it will take place in the Star Trek universe, but we do know that it will introduce a new group of characters. CBS has also confirmed that the show will not take place in the same universe as the recent J.J. Abrams films, which is likely the result of legal issues between the network and film distributor Paramount Pictures. Despite that, the new series is being produced by Alex Kurtzman, who co-wrote and produced the two Abrams movies. It's unclear how similar the new show will be to the films in style. Classic Trek is more slow-paced and cerebral, while the recent films have basically been action movies in space. The new show will be boldly going in more ways than one. It will premiere on the CBS television network, but will also be available simultaneously on the streaming app CBS All Access, making it the first original scripted series for the service. The show will also be available to cable networks via first-run syndication, which has been a big success for other Trek shows like The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. It's all Star Trek all the time around here. Here to help me talk about this big TV news is Spock Jones. What do you think?
You know, it is only logical that Star Trek comes back right now.
That was a massive TV show. Maybe not when it first launched in the 60s, but in all of its subsequent repeats and re-airings, people fell in love with these characters and this mythology. And you know what? I think that it's time for more great science fiction. There's a ton of superheroes on television right now. There's a definite void. But I think if they make a great Star Trek TV show, that can be a fantastic thing on TV.
I think it's a great point that you bring up. I have a mixed relationship with Star Trek. I admire it a lot, but I never enjoyed it quite as much as I enjoyed Star Wars. Yep. I like the J.J. Abrams movie.
The first one.
The first one. And the second one I didn't like as much. And I mean, we'll see what happens with the TV show.
We are definitely going to be talking about that. And 2017 can't come soon enough, but there is a lot of entertainment.
2017?
That's when the show's going to launch.
Why are we talking about it now?
In January 2017, because it's coming. It's happening.
It's like 500 years from now.
It's coming.
You know how fast the world spins?
I know, but it's a big deal that Star Trek is coming back. As long as they keep to the intelligence of the original show and even the Next Generation, the intelligence and the aspirational qualities, I think, is something that we're missing. We don't need a lot more dark. We don't need it just to be combat all the time. You know, we need some real characters, some real characterization, and the idea of exploring the universe and dealing with alien life in all of its forms. That's going to be really fun.
Agreed, Captain.
We'll decide how hard we need to cross our fingers going forward. But if you love outer space and you love these kinds of things, this is a great time to be alive.
Absolutely. All right, well, right now it's time for us to get our wheels back on the road. Here's our Need for Speed review.
Wild handle, bro. Oh, man, just start relax and watch. You've been on probation. I'm out.
You know, Vic, I feel a little upset these days. Maybe I should see a doctor, or maybe I just have a craving. It's called Need for Speed.
You need
Need for Speed.
You need some speed.
Is back,
Yes.
my friend. This franchise has been around for 1,000 years.
Right away, the first thing that you're going to notice is they've got first-person cutscenes with live-action video and actors, and so we as game reviewers have to review these actors and these performers.
You're
and
an actor. How do you
performances.
feel about this?
I feel bad for them because I don't think the actors do a particularly bad job. I just think that they're given an incredibly arduous task. talking directly to the camera.
It's not a win-win, it's a lose-lose.
Yes, and it makes you question what you're doing in these people's garages and in their lives, and why they're always calling you and always leaving messages for you when you just want to race.
Yeah.
You just want to get into the racing of the game.
It's kind of always been this way with all racing games.
Yes.
Sometimes they try to, strong arm some kind of story in there, and there's a guy who's hungry and he has a junky car, but then he gets another car and then he meets these people.
That's you.
And it's the same story I've been through before. And, I've seen Need for Speed, and I've seen all these franchises of this ilk kind of do similar things.
Yeah.
And everybody you're hanging out with, apparently all the people who drive these cars, complete jerks. Well, I don't want to meet these people. Just get me behind the wheel and let me race. Let me be one with my car.
It does get exciting when you're getting chased by cops and when you're trying to...
Just like in Rivals.
You know what? Yeah, totally. And it is fun when you're racing with the other AI sort of opponents, and there's also lots of online integration. You'll see leaderboard stuff all over the screen. The screens are a little bit crazy, actually, a little bit too cluttered, but there's lots of that sort of permanent be in the Need for Speed network kind of data coming at you all the time, which is awesome because you really want to beat all your friends, and you do get into online races.
I'm going to beat you.
I know, it's fun, right?
I will beat you. I'm good.
But, I don't know, they made kind of a cheeseball game here with all this video stuff, and I also feel like it's not cool that you can't play as a female character in this, that all the story is around a male character who's an avatar, a faceless avatar who doesn't speak, and I feel like if they had made the character male, they should have let him speak and be an actual character, and that would have made it easier on all the other actors and make it easier on us to kind of believe this stuff rather than it being this gimmicky, cheesy, everybody's kind of uncomfortable, but they're trying to grit through it kind of experience.
Just two more quick complaints. I didn't feel like the world itself, it's just a fictional land called Ventura, had any real identity. There were no parts of it that really stood out.
Yo, stranger. If you don't know who this is by now, you're dead to me. Kidding. You gonna show up or what? Be nice if you did. So, see you soon?
The other thing that bothered me, though, is the way that people keep contacting you in the middle of races. I struggle with my phone. I really am adamant about not putting it on the table when we eat and stuff like that. Vic always ignores me, so does Marissa. Yeah. But in the middle of races, they're calling me, and it's just like, zzz.
Oh, yeah, in the middle of being chased by a cop.
Why are you calling me right now? Not now, Manu. I don't want to hear about your drift challenge on the far side of town. Well, save it, man.
And that's the weird thing, too, is you just meet these people, and they just don't leave you alone.
They don't
just
leave
show
you
up,
alone.
you go to this garage, everybody's so cool and talking about their bays, and then they don't let up
Don't
for
you
5
have
seconds.
lives, Manu?
Yes, go home.
And Cheryl, you too, and that other one that makes your car?
Robin and Amy and Spike.
BJ.
All right. What are you going to give the new Need for Speed?
Despite all my complaints, 7 out of 10, Vic.
Yeah, it gets a 7.5 from me. It's still fun at its core.
So that's that, my Fly Bay.
Thanks, Bay. Yeah, that was a pretty gutsy choice from EA with all that live action stuff in there.
Now listen, we've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we've got Horizon Chase after this.
Ashley Eckstein. I'm the voice of Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and it's truly been an honor to be a part of the Star Wars universe. And one of my favorite memories of Star Wars is I actually got to work with the real R2-D2 from the movies. I got to film a behind-the-scenes special, and it really was like the exact droid from the prequel movies.
I believe we have been introduced. R2-D2, a pleasure to meet you.
And so to this day, when people say, who's your favorite actor that you've worked with, I say R2-D2.
I really love Ashley Eckstein. She's making some cool clothes for ladies in the Star Wars universe that I enjoy wearing as well. So thanks, Ash.
Well, moving right along, it's review time again. We've got a game called Horizon Chase. Here's my friend Marissa Roberto and Victor Lucas.
EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Asphalt 8 Airborne, which you can play on your Android or iOS device for free right now.
I've been bopping my head to a brand new game in the App Store. This is Horizon Chase, so thank you, Victor Lucas, for picking this one out.
The reason why I was attracted to this game immediately is because I've got the Outrun Jones. I love Outrun, and I've been wanting that again, and I wish Sega would release that again. This is a pretty good approximation of the vibe from Outrun, fused with the Eugene Jarvis classic of the cruising games that we used to play on the N64.
Which is also a lot of fun.
Yeah, and in the arcade, super arcadey. Those were a little more cheesy for me. I prefer Outrun. But the mashup here is actually pretty solid, with some pretty solid retro EDM type tracks as well that fit the look. And isn't this a beautiful looking game?
I love
it's
them.
super low poly.
Beautiful,
But the colors are punched right up, and it has all of these stylistic interpretations of these cities across the world. You're racing through Chile, you're racing through California.
Yeah.
Sunset will drop on you. You'll be racing in the nights with your headlights on. And it's just addictive, fun, easy to pick up gaming, and it works with the controller as well, which I prefer.
Well, you know that's a big sell for Victor Lucas.
Yeah.
The stages here are broken up usually into 3 races per city.
Yep.
And what you need to do is at least place 5th in each race to progress.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge for me in the beginning because I didn't want to stop accelerating when I was making turns. So clearly I didn't end up in 5th. Yeah. So once I learned the finessing of the controls, which is pretty easy to do once you play a couple of races, I got to progress, and you collect coins, you collect these little things in race. You also need to collect fuel while you're driving because it'll warn you fuel is getting low.
Yep.
I absolutely love that because you have different elements here that make it even more arcadey than just the racing.
Yeah, it's a little bit of strategy. I mean, it's pretty straightforward stuff, but you can pick up nitro packs along the way.
Yeah.
And then as you're unlocking and getting golds in the races, you're also going to unlock special bonuses as well. And there's also bonus races that will help you unlock other cars.
Yeah.
And each of the cars can be upgraded with things that you will unlock by racing better. So there is this really good reward loop in here. I did find, though, that this was not a game that I could play for many, many, many hours at a time because my mind started to go a little bit crazy. The animation of the road coming at you just was like, whoa, my head can't deal with it.
Want to be doing any Molly while playing this game.
It's a totally worthwhile investment. It's a good fit, especially if you have any fascination or good memories of those classic racers. I think you're gonna have a very good time with Horizon Chase. What are you giving it?
Even if you don't have those memories, you can still have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it gets a 7.5 from me.
It's an 8.5 from me. Nice stuff.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks like Sweden to me.
Yeah, after that review, I ate a hot dog, a cinnamon bun, and a pretzel. You know what? IKEA, they don't lie.
Bloop, bloop. Achievement unlocked. And listen, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back...
Alienware.
So everybody these days might be talking about Jacob and Evie Fry when it comes to Assassin's Creed, but for my money, Ezio Auditore is still the best protagonist that has been in the Assassin's Creed universe. There is a terrific compilation. It's called the Ezio Trilogy, which compiles Revelations, Bloodlines, and the classic Assassin's Creed 2, where we're introduced to Ezio. This was out for the PS3 and the 360. I'm pretty sure there's probably a PC version of this. I think a lot of people are going to be introduced to kind of modern day because maybe PS4 might be one of the first consoles for a lot of folks out there. Their first sort of introduction to Assassin's Creed might be a little bit more recent, whether it was Black Flag or Syndicate. You have to dig these up. These are fantastic games. Yes, they're going to look a little dated, and yes, some of the mechanics are a little cumbersome and clunky, but the ambition is still full on there. There are some really gorgeous sequences and gorgeous environments in here. You're going to travel through a lot of really cool territory in these 3 games. And Ubisoft's teams, and I think most of it was led by Ubisoft Montreal, killed themselves to build these 3 titles. This is hundreds of hours of gameplay on one disc, and it's definitely a buried treasure.
He seems to have found us. On it! On it!
Bravo, Vittorio, Ezio.
I love it when you speak Italian.
Yeah.
I don't speak any Italian. The only Italian I know is let me wet my beak.
Oh, okay, I think you're pulling that from a classic, which reminds me, we have a classic to go to right now. Here's Snoopy's Flying Ace.
We got a Snoopy game that I think we both like. Can I say that? I like it.
Well, I
like it enough maybe for the 2 of us.
I think we need to keep our cards closer to our vests until the end of the review. You get the typical flying kind of video game experience.
This is Crimson Skies with the Peanuts gang in there. It's $10 and it's a lot of game. You get a pretty good single-player campaign, and you could do some co-op stuff as well. And basically, you're doing different kinds of missions, a little bit of racing, a little bit of bombing, taking on some zeppelins.
You got to protect
lots of dogfighting. Yes.
You have other turret sequences that you fight through.
You can slow right down so you can like spin quickly and then blast away at the opponents and stuff.
Pull down on the control stick and you'll flip around and fly right back at the enemy.
If they target you, just do some barrel rolls to get out of the way, and then you get all kinds of cool weapons that you can outfit your planes with.
You got a shotgun, you got some rockets. I mean, it doesn't do anything we haven't seen in other games, but the great thing about this is the overall packaging. For a downloadable game on Xbox Live Arcade, this is probably one of the better looking games I can remember seeing since Shadow Complex. I like the sequences in particular where you would fly in and land on a turret, and it was easy to land in those things. There's like a little garage. The controls are so good.
And the turret stuff was cool. I even liked flying and being on the bombing runs and flying over the city and having to target different things and then switch to the machine gun turret to take out the different squads of planes that are trying to shoot down your ship.
Loved it, you know?
I was very impressed. Even all the cameos that you get, like Lieutenant Pigpen and
Lucy and General
Commander Lucy, and it was very clever.
It's cute, and I'm telling you, if you want to generate buzz in the industry, Crimson Skies 2, announce it tomorrow.
I don't know what the hell Microsoft is planning.
I know, I mean,
like,
I go back and I still play that game, and it's really not fair, I don't think, to compare these two games. I think Crimson Skies is a much more interesting experience.
It is, but you know what? This is better looking because it's on new hardware, and it plays almost identically. I mean,
but it feels a little kid-like
to me.
It's
cutesy, I know.
And puffy and cartoony.
That's the only thing you got to get over.
It's like those puffy stickers.
That's the only thing you got to get over, because when you jump into the multiplayer in this sucker, it feels just like Crimson Skies. And it's loaded with people playing, and they're blasting at you. It's tough.
I mean, it's hard to hate on this game. I don't love it. I don't feel like it's going to creep into my subconscious. It's not part of the zeitgeist. It's not part of...
Okay, you got to factor in the 10 bills
I get it.
That's a big deal, man.
If you already own Crimson Skies, why play this?
Because people are playing it. No one's playing Crimson Skies.
But I don't want to play multiplayer. I don't want to fly around and hunt other people as cursors.
With you.
I don't want to play with you.
Come on, I'll play with you.
I just
you can be Charlie Brown and I'll shoot you down.
Don't want to.
Come on.
Doesn't sound even remotely fun.
Come on, I won't pull the football away from you, but I'll blast you out of the sky.
Can't hate on this game.
I love it.
I don't love it as much as you do. I think it's a 7 out of 10.
I'm giving it an 8.5.
That's way too high.
I went up 0.5 since we started this review.
Oh, I love that. It's like an amuse-bouche for our Peanuts review airing tomorrow. That's French, though, not Italian.
Well, let's leave the Peanuts behind for now. Here's Marissa Roberto. This is your Alienware story.
Yeah. PC gamers have plenty of options when it comes to playing video games, but now, Hanif, it's your job to tell me why Alienware is the best choice for gamers out there, so show me what you got.
Well, come on, when you want to be a gamer, if you are a gamer, whether you're a casual gamer or a hardcore gamer, you want the best of the best. And that's exactly what Alienware is all about. It's all about having the latest and the greatest. When we build our Alienware systems, we use the best material when it comes to cooling, when it comes to performance. You got the latest processors, the latest screens. You know, we're coming out with some new exciting products the next little while. We're going to incorporate the latest memory technology, the latest storage technology. The best of the screens are getting the Ultra HD 4K screen resolution. If you're a gamer, the experience you get on an Alienware product is going to be second to none. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait.
I'm not the biggest PC gamer. I have tried in the past. So for someone like me who's never played a lot of PC games before, why does the Alienware, especially the notebook, work for someone like me?
Well, a great question, and the good thing about the notebook form factor is that it's built for that mobile gamer, right? So you don't want to be limited to one specific location, and with Alienware, we got products that come in 13-inch sizes all the way to 18-inch sizes. So, you know, you got that full flexibility where you want to be ultra mobile, you got that latest processor, the crazy graphics that's built in with either NVIDIA or AMD, so you got that crazy killer fast graphics. When you put that all together with the super fast memory, with a solid state drive, you're getting ultimate performance. And with that mobility on a 13-inch platform, you can take your gaming on the go.
I know a lot of PC gamers love to mod as well, so is this modder friendly?
Great question. So of course you can easily adjust the hard drive and memory. That's really cool to do. But one of our current generation of our laptop system, we've actually came out with this proprietary graphics amplifier. And what that allows you to do is you can put in a full-size, full-slot external desktop graphics card, and you're essentially getting desktop graphics performance on a laptop, but you can also drive that performance onto a 4K monitor or multiple monitors. So you're getting extreme performance through a laptop that is actually driving desktop graphics. The possibilities in terms of modification and upgrading are pretty much endless.
Great story, Marissa.
Oh yeah, a little behind the scenes info for you. They were serving grilled cheese at that event, and I was eating so many that my fingers were too greasy and I wasn't allowed to touch the product.
Interesting, interesting. When we come back from a break, we've got the Twitter question of the day after this.
If you want more EP, go to our website, epn.tv, for bonus content and full episodes. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Welcome back to EP Daily. It is time for our Twitter question of the day. This one is from our old friend TSS, the Savage Spot 1. Struggling to do what you guys do. Any tips of the trade?
What's that? Enjoy a Merlot? Make love
so.
to women? What is he referring to?
I think he means this TV show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of strange to me that there aren't more TV shows like ours out there. I don't think there are any other TV shows like ours out there.
Well, nobody, I mean, this looks like easy, fun work, and frankly it is. And I don't know why you're having a hard time doing this. I had no training when I started doing this. I'd done a little bit of morning TV in New York, but then I came here, everything I know about doing television, I learned from you, my friend.
Well, and what's different now, of course, is you can get an excellent camera and you can get on YouTube and just start doing it and getting better every single day. Don't forget your audio, don't forget your lighting, you'll be fine, but make it about fun, not about trying to have a TV show and
don't
be on air forever.
Don't swear too much either.
Don't swear too much.
Say things that you want your mom to hear.
Good question. If you've got one for us, you want to get caught up on the show, head to epn.tv.
And that's it for today's episode, but coming soon to EP Daily, we've got a review of the Yokai Watch, and thanks for watching, everybody. See what I did there, Vic?
Nice. See more. EP would like to thank its sponsors, Nintendo, Xbox.
It tells you to grab your stylus, and you grab that stylus, and you go for it. There's so many QuickTime games that you're playing in the actual battle, which I think is so cool. But what I think is even cooler is the fact that they took this spirit, this ghost world, and they made it a reality where you feel like, man, you're walking around, there could be yokai hiding anywhere. Could be yokai sitting on that bench right there. They just really flushed out this world and how like ghosts might actually affect the way humans interact with one another.